Paint the town red. Conan finds a friend. Gotham's return policy. You see that Easter egg? More like Rame's Run. Am I right? Fantastic Four. First synopsis. It's crime time. Lost in the stars. Tommy Havoc. Johansson World. Doggy Poo. Wednesday goes Gaga. Clear eyes, full heart, can't lose, and much more. But before we get to that, news dump. Mac, you see this? You hear about this? What is this Blueski that everyone's talking about?
No idea. Choosing to ignore it. This is like now the third iteration of a website / social media thing that is like Twitter that people are touting as the next Twitter. Not going to happen. Twitter's always going to be Twitter. Twitter's always going to be Twitter, so much to the point that we don't even call it X. It's still Twitter. Twitter's here to stay forever.
Yeah, we jumped on Threads almost immediately. We did a couple posts there, got a certain amount of people, and
Useless.
posting to both Twitter and to that. It was too much.
No one uses Threads, as no one uses Blueski. Everyone is still going to use Twitter. I don't care what your thoughts on Elon Musk are or will be. Twitter's going to remain forever, whether Elon Musk owns it or not.
But I will say this, is that if everyone else does jump ship and we know that people are over there and that's what we're going to do, we'll follow. We're sheep.
Nope, I won't.
You won't?
Nope.
You're going to Titanic this? You're going to go down with the ship? You're going to be the cellist?
I'll start posting my thoughts on Instagram as Instagram stories.
You're going to start a live journal? I think my brother and sister both had live journals.
Oh, boy.
But makes sense for my brother. You've met him.
Yeah, true.
News up. Mac, R.I.P. Bruce Deegan. He was the illustrator of the Magic School Bus books. He passed away at the age of 79. Can you give me your Mount Rushmore of Magic School Bus stories?
I don't remember many of them, to be honest with you. The one that's sticking out now that you just said that was the one where the nerd kid turns orange from something he ate.
Yeah.
And they go into his body and figure out that that's somewhat possible. That's the only one I really remember.
Yeah, I love that one. I love when they go back in time to see dinosaurs.
Ooh.
The solar system, that one always sticks out in my mind. And maybe the one that I think about the most is when they turn into bees and they join a beehive.
I think I got a Miss Frizzle thing these days. Sort of.
I think everyone does, right?
It was never really my speed. Now I'm very into it.
Well, you love redheads.
Only recently.
You love when they're a little out there.
A decade ago, yeah. I like the blue hair types, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A decade ago was not really into redheads, frizzle types, but I am certainly into them now.
News up. That was good Magic School Bus talk. Mac, over at the box office this past weekend, Red One came in at number 1, 35 million domestic, 84 worldwide so far. The only issue with that, the budget was $250 million. And they have been advertising out the ass on this. I wouldn't be surprised if the advertising budget was $1 billion.
Man, what a split on Roddy T's too, Goo. 33% critics, 90% from the audience. So this seems like a classic, turn your mind off, try to enjoy this holiday-ish movie. I feel like if you're a fan of The Rock, you're probably going to like this movie. I used to be a fan of The Rock. I just want The Rock to play something other than The Rock, and he's failed to do that to this point. So I don't think I'm going to like this, but this movie looks better than it has any business being.
33% on Roddy T's from the critics. It's going to get squashed at the box office the next couple weekends between Glicked, Wadiator, and Moana. So what's it going to do? How is this possibly going to dig itself out of this hole?
And that's why I think had to release it now, get it in there and get its couple $100 million to maybe try to break even, because it's a pretty loaded slate the rest of the year. So I never heard of this movie up until like a month ago. So I don't know where it came from, but they clearly someone at some point was like, we're in this for a lot of money. We might as well throw more in to see if we can make some.
It should have done at least 1 week earlier to give it like a 2-week pillow between the other movies. And then It would have also came out 2 weeks after Venom, so it really wouldn't have been fighting up against that.
Mhm.
But The Rock, he went and he spoke with, I don't know, but he said that when he saw Oppenheimer, the Academy Award winning Oppenheimer, the one that set the record for Academy Awards, he saw it in IMAX and he chose to sit in the same seat that Christopher Nolan uses when he screens his own films.
Now, I've seen that a couple places, Goo. Is there any
And The Rock,
clarification on what seat that is specifically?
well, I'm thinking Big Bang Theory. Sheldon has a very specific seat that he sits in the movie
I
theater.
get that, but does anyone know which seat that is for Nolan?
It's the one that has the perfect hearing and air conditioning blowing on Sheldon.
I like being upper middle, not back, not middle, upper middle.
Oh, I like extreme back, like all the way up against the back.
Too far back for me.
So The Rock said, I was thinking, holy shit, Red One on this screen with this technology? It's going to be game over.
The Rock had a Jersey accent when he had the epiphany.
And then he was, he was the penguin.
Yeah, there you go.
But yes, it is. It's game over for your movie, my man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Venom came in second at 7.4 million. It is at 436 million through 4 weeks. Best Christmas Pageant dropped 50% to 5.4, and Heretic dropped another 50% to 5.2.
I will probably see Heretic before the year is over.
Yeah.
It looks intriguing.
But all of these movies will be squashed over the weekend. We have ourselves a Barbenheimer of a weekend. This one seems a little more manufactured, but we're going to get these every single year now. We're going to get 2 of these every year. This weekend is Wicked and Gladiator. We have the Wicked, which is a musical movie that goes on forever. I have already seen it. I love witches. It's the best. And we have Gladiator, which has the same scores as the first Gladiator.
Yeah, neither of us have seen Gladiator. You'll be seeing it sooner than I.
Tomorrow.
Unfortunately, the screenings for these 2 movies were pretty inconvenient for me, so I'm gonna have to pay hard-earned American dollars on these. Goo, they're also gonna be releasing sing-along screenings for
Wow.
Wicked nationwide on Christmas. So there's that. If you end up liking the movie a lot, you can go back and do the same thing you did the first time.
I can't tell you one song from the movie.
No scores released yet for Wicked, so we don't know how the audience and the critics are going to feel about it. Like Goo said, the Gladiator 2 is getting similar scores to the first. Sounds like we're probably going to do Gladiator first, and then we'll get to Wicked. That'll be next week. I am cautiously optimistic about both of these movies. I like musicals. I enjoy them. But when I saw the 270-minute runtime or whatever, 170-minute, whatever preposterous thing is, it's like almost 3 hours.
And it's only part one. It's only part one.
How long's the stage play? Probably 3 hours, right?
I heard someone talking in front of me, and they said that it's actually shorter than just one of these parts.
That's what I figured. So how
Yeah.
did they end up making 2 part? We're probably going to get close to 6 hours of Wicked, which is mind-blowing.
You let Grande do it. Also, I will say this as a tease for next Goose Day. I have no idea if Wicked is good or not.
Okay. So you're
As someone that the only musical that is for me is Grease 2.
yeah.
I don't know what makes a musical good, apparently.
I fought
So,
the good fight online at the beginning of this year for the film adaptation for the Mean Girls musical,
Yeah.
which was very split. It did all right. It was very split for the discourse online, though, because some people were mad it wasn't a direct adaptation of the stage play. And if that's what you want, might I recommend the stage play? If you're looking for a movie, like they're 2 different things. So I would also say to anyone going into Wicked, the movie based on the stage play, to not expect it to be the stage play, especially considering if the stage play is shorter than the first movie, I don't think this is going to be quite like the stage play.
I mean, all the other critics walking out, they were like, I love this movie. So,
no real standout tune for you, though?
Popular. I'm going to help you be popular.
Okay.
That song.
Yeah.
That's the only song I know from the entire movie.
You know who I don't like? And I like musicals, and I like
Kristen Chenoweth?
I hate Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh my God.
Hate her.
And she pops up in this movie. Obviously, she would. She's famous for that. But Hollywood made a real push to make her a movie star
They were trying.
in the late aughts. Like they put her in
Yes.
Matthew
In the
Broderick's
Glee era.
holiday classic Deck the Halls.
They were trying to get her out of Broadway onto the
Yeah.
big screen. It just didn't work.
And like I'll accept Adina Menzel because she is in
like Idina Menzel.
she's in Uncut Gems.
Mhm.
She is the voice of Elsa, which that is the voice of my household right now. Kristen Chenoweth, no thank you though.
Yeah, all set.
News dump. We have our first Oscars host in years, correct? They didn't have one the last couple of years?
I'm not really sure. I don't know.
I'm not either, but either way, it is Conan O'Brien, the podcaster.
Did you get rich and famous from that tweet yet?
I got rich and famous. I spent all of that money on dumplings.
Conan's a good, safe, conservative pick. He'll make a couple off the beaten path jokes, but he'll stick to the script for the most part.
Also, he's not going to do anything political. It's just going to do weird. He's just going to be himself. Like, I'm not sure if it was from Golden Globes, Oscars, or Emmys, where he did this bit where unless you called a certain amount of times, Bob Newhart would die. He's going to do stuff like that.
Yes. Yep.
I know one of my favorite bits from his old late night show is that he would just always bring out Abe Vigoda, 95-year-old Abe Vigoda.
Good. We bring it up every chance we can. I think the greatest late night clip of all time is Norm on Conan with what's her face for the blonde
From
lady.
2.5 Men. Yes.
No, she's not from 2.5 Men. She's from
She eventually is in 2.5 Men.
Oh, she was in. You're right, but she was in another sitcom.
Melrose Place.
And she was in one after that, and plus Melrose wasn't really a sitcom.
Oh, was she in According to Jim?
Yes.
That's where Mac would know.
There you go.
I named way more popular shows that might have been more up Mac's alley. No.
The wife from According to Jim, starring Jim Belushi. She was starring in a movie with Carrot Top, and Norm Macdonald taking that all in, and Conan reacting to everything Norm is doing is so good. So good.
I mean, that and the Walker, Texas Ranger lever, where he would pull it and just a random Chuck Norris clip would play.
Yeah.
The one with Haley Joel Osment, of course, is the best one. But I'm looking forward to Conan at the Oscars because he's only doing his podcast right now.
Yeah, he's kind of he had the Netflix thing for a little bit, and then he has
the HBO Max.
Oh, was it HBO? Okay.
And I'm sure they'll do a second season of that.
That was a while ago now. What are they waiting for?
I don't know.
And there was only 4 episodes.
He also ended Hot Ones. I can't even watch Hot Ones anymore.
Hot Ones has sort of run its course for me.
It really has. And I'm buying in, man.
It was great for a few years.
They've watered down those wings. They've watered down the wings.
Yeah.
Too many people. News dump. All right. Does the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, does he have buyer's remorse? Via digital spy, Matt Reeves said that Bruce Wayne will be finding out it is very hard to be the Batman in the Batman 2 after what happens at the end of the Batman 1, feeling that he is semi-responsible for the Riddler. The reason why I think he picks the mantle back up is he said, fuck, I just spent all of this money on this stuff and I only did it for a year. I have to keep doing it.
Gotta figure out how to make money off of this. It's simply too good. This is an interesting comment from Reeves because, like, this is the inherent thing with Batman. I don't think this needs to be spoken, right? It's obviously very hard to be Batman. Obviously. Especially in a more realistic world and universe like Reeves is building. And, like, obviously, the other thing with him is that it's cyclical. A lot of the villains only exist because Batman exists.
Because of him, yeah.
So, like, why are we saying this out loud?
Well, and then, of course, in the Batman, the Riddler was writing notes to Batman. So he's like, oh, he's playing a game with me. Yeah. And I feel like he's doing this right now because of some of the pushback on the Penguin of where is the Batman. But that wasn't...
What's he trying to tell us? Batman's crying in Wayne Manor? I don't understand.
But also, that wasn't our issue with it. We don't care if the Batman's in it. We just wanted people to acknowledge that Batman exists.
The existence.
That's all it was.
That's it.
That was it. One line would have done.
That's all we needed.
Speaking of the Batman or the Penguin news dump, from a Redditor that goes by the name of Bubenkomskoy, maybe.
BB Bok Choy is what it looks like.
Baby Bok Choy with his little ravioli hands. They found in episode 4 of The Penguin that in Dr. Julian Rush's office, off in the background, you could see the Scarecrow syringe glove and the tethered mask of the Scarecrow.
I don't know what these things possibly could be. I guess if his office is in Arkham, he doesn't run the risk of the general public seeing these things.
Mm-hmm.
However, it would be pretty fucking stupid for someone trying to conceal their identity to have the thing that people would know them by just out plain in view.
Yeah, I think he's holding them for a friend. Maybe. I'm going to stick to this.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
What?
Developing take. I'm stumbling upon it as these gears are turning up here.
Okay.
He is not yet the Scarecrow, right? So when he becomes the Scarecrow, he's going to use these things he already has as part of his getup. We'll figure out where he gets them from, I guess.
But yeah, that's what Cillian Murphy did. Oh, you're saying that, so he's not the Scarecrow, but someone else is going to see these and be like,
No.
I like this.
I'm saying Julian Rush is not the Scarecrow yet,
That's
obviously.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying he could have him out in plain sight yet because he's not known for those things yet. That's what I'm coming upon right now. Good.
I was going to say, I'm sticking with he's the Mad Hatter.
I think it makes more sense, yeah.
Because I think they could also play with the name of the Mad Hatter, not have it be the actual Mad Hatter character, and people aren't going to bat an eye. I think if you mess around with Jonathan Crane, people might be like, wait, what?
Do you think bad guys could change gimmicks too, right? Could he?
Like midway through? Oh, yeah.
Could he be like, you know what? I don't want to be Scarecrow anymore. I'm going to start this new thing over here. This is Mad Hatter.
It's a big hat. It's funny.
It's not my name.
It's my name. It's Mad Hatter now. It's an oversized hat. News dump.
Go. I'm so happy we're back with our world-renowned topic here. Is that what I'm looking for? That's not the word I'm looking for. Segment. There we go. Of Famous Person Says this week, Goo.
Oh, you know what we should call it? Well, hear me out. Let's call it Simon Says. And then say this week, Simon is this person.
Yep. This week, Simon is James Gunn.
There we go.
This week in Gunn Says, Goo.
Mm-hmm.
Is James Gunn turning into a pirate? James Gunn confirmed multiple R-rated projects are being developed at DC Studios. Whatever rating is worthy of the story, that's what we're going to do. This is very encouraging, number one. Number two, I hope we don't go too far with it, though, you know? As much as we've loved the R-rated stuff so far, part of the reason why it's worked is because the movie really forces the issue to become the R-rated movie. So I almost feel like if you go into the project knowing 1,000% it's going to be R-rated, they might do stuff that they wouldn't do, and maybe it makes it a little lesser of a movie. So I'm just saying, be a little cautious with it. That's all.
Yeah. Tell the story, submit it to the board. Whatever they give it, they give it.
There you go. Go!
Yes.
Gunn says Lanterns will release around the same time as Supergirl in June 2026. That's a long time away.
We might not be alive.
Great point. That, of course, is starring Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre as Hal Jordan and John Stewart. Goo!
John Stewart.
Gunn says all of Peacemaker 1 is canon to the DCU, except the Justice League appearance. Well, that's the whole reason why we bring it into question, you know, because you guys went out of your way to do that, and then now you're just removing that mid-credit. He said that the season 2 of Peacemaker is going to deal with that and address that situation. That is coming out August 2025.
I don't know. I liked Peacemaker season 1 more than you.
I thought it was good, but so this, I guess, is a good conversation to have because we just reviewed The Penguin last week. The Penguin was better.
Oh, easily.
Peacemaker season 1, I would say, would be like if you're talking about the Marvel shows we've seen, you know, that's not in the top tier.
I think it's middle of the pack, and
it might be middle of the pack. Yeah, it was decent. It was good.
based off what we got and like the overall feel of the show, I'd compare it more to like The Boys, and it's nowhere close to that.
No, right. Yeah, it's more in that vein and it's
Yeah.
not nearly as good. So,
No.
that's not to say it can't get demonstrably better, and now Gunn has way more control and way more weapons in the arsenal.
Hmm.
But season 1 was good.
Yeah.
That's what I'd call it.
Is that all Gunn said?
That's it, Goo. That concludes Gunn Says.
News dump. There we go. Official Fantastic Four first step synopsises are in. It's just one synopsis. A synopsi?
I think multiple synopsises would be synopsi. This is just a
One
synopsis.
synopsis because it's
Yeah.
the first movie. If it was the second movie, then we can talk about two synopsi.
There you go. Now you get it.
Set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s inspired retro futuristic world. Too many words right there.
Yep.
Too descriptive.
Yep.
The Fantastic Four introduces the first family of Marvel. The big thing here is that the heroes will be going up against defending Earth from the ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic, there we go, herald, Silver Surfer. Boom.
It's a really long synopsis, that's for fucking sure. We do get some tidbits in here, and might I recommend, as I always do, the New Rockstars YouTube channel, who had a breakdown. And first of all, they had
Of
at
each word?
D23 Brazil had a new trailer or teaser that had a couple more clips in it than we've seen yet. I think that Eric Voss at New Rockstars is really, really stumbling upon what this movie is going to be about. I don't want to butcher what he thinks is going to happen in this movie, but go take a look at that if you want to have a decent idea what they might be doing here. And if it goes that route, I'm going to be pretty pleased. That's for sure.
I'm more of a Ryan Airy guy, but also the next time that we have a synopsis leak from a movie, we should do a breakdown where we just define every word.
But live, so it's us looking it
Yeah.
up and explaining it to each other.
Against. As opposed to be with. News dump. We're going to have to fix a lot of this in post because my wires keep breaking. Star Wars is off of the 2026 schedule, moved from December of 2026 to maybe the year after that. And in its place will be Ice Age 6, the movie that Mac is staying alive to see.
I didn't know there was 5 Ice Ages. That's news to me. I knew there was at least 2. I might have known a third. 4 and 5. Where did 4 and 5 come? Where have they lived? I've never heard of those.
Name a handful of voice actors for Ice Age.
Dennis Leary.
He's one of them. Yep.
Yep, that's one. He's the saber-toothed tiger.
Yep.
That might be all I got.
I can tell you Ray Romano.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I got 2. You only got 1. You stink.
Hey, we got 3.
You.
We got 3.
It might just be those 3 guys doing all the voices, for all I know.
Cool. The other Star Wars news is that Rey is set to play a role in several Star Wars movies that are being developed, but it's unclear which one will come first. So that makes me think they're just going to drop her in here and there like a character, the ever powerful being she is, but there will not be a Rey-centric movie, right? That's sort of what it sounds like.
Oh no, somehow Rey has returned.
In coming from the backlots or the Lucas Ranch, whatever the fuck it's called up there, Skywalker Ranch, a source familiar with Star Wars and the movie and television development process is saying that Star Wars is a nostalgia-based enterprise and they are running out of ways to create nostalgia. He's not wrong. He's not
Make
wrong.
new things then.
That's my whole point. And my whole point with the show, which name I can't even remember, that came out this year, that I enjoyed, a lot of people didn't. They fucking finally did something new, and everyone went, "Where's the characters we know and love? Where are they?"
They gave me the ones that I love. They gave me the guy with the head.
Properties. We've done 37 properties with those characters. We got something new, and you guys hated it. You're all morons, idiots.
They gave me Yoda. I like Yoda. I liked the 2 characters that they gave me from the prequels. I loved. All the other characters sucked.
Don't agree.
We love the prequels now. So
No, we don't.
yeah, but I saw that Linklater. No, it wasn't Linklater. What's the director's name? What's his name? That idiot.
George Lucas?
No, the guy from X-Men that is now doing Star
Kinberg.
Wars. Yes, he said that Rey is the key to all of this.
Well, I mean, if you are gonna carry on anything from that last trilogy, clearly she's probably like the most powerful being
I
living
don't care
right
about her
now.
being the most powerful being. The most interesting being was Finn.
Yeah, but that went away very quickly. They already butchered that. You gonna go back and do a Finn story now?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, sorry about those last two movies. Let's now do Finn again.
Finn should have taken over that trilogy the way that Kristen Milioti did in The Penguin. I know,
Yep.
I like it was so clear that he was the most complicated and interesting character that they
Yep.
gave us in that first movie, and then they just poo-pooed him.
News down. Tom Hardy had some information, some new details on his upcoming Netflix movie called Havoc. It's not a guy who puts on too much stuff, though. Little disappointed by that. It is fast paced, action packed. It is a thriller where he plays a cop. It is directed by Gareth Evans. He's from The Raid. And we deliver the action fronts. That is the primary focus. But with Tom, what we get is intensely muscular central performance and really well-developed characters. There's a lot going on under the hood of this one.
Who the fuck said that? Gareth Evans?
I thought it was Tom Hardy at first, but why would he refer to
Yeah,
himself as Tom?
they didn't cite your source there. It's very
Maybe I
confusing.
said this.
That's from Goo.
Yeah.
I only got one thing here. Havoc is a fun word.
Mhm.
Cyclops' brother Havoc is a way cooler fucking superhero well, dude, my brain
He's a
doesn't work
mutant.
anymore.
He's a mutant. What are you doing?
Anti-hero. Well,
He's not an anti-hero.
Havoc wasn't good.
I thought he was fine.
Well, in the iteration we saw him, did he kind of end up being a little bad?
No, I thought he just got destroyed when the X mansion blew up.
Oh yeah, you might be right. Havoc just screams anti-hero. Maybe that's what.
Fryer, let us know if Havoc is a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know, but either way, Havoc greater than Scott Summers.
I agree.
That's all I got.
Yeah, also, this is a Netflix movie, so it's probably going to stink.
Yeah. Well, Tom Hardy.
News dip. Got a first look at Scarlett Johansson in her new Jurassic World role. This is via Empire. She's walking in a big old field with large vegetables, it seems, and she's carrying a gun.
Speaking of franchises that should maybe get off the release schedule, this is one of them here. I couldn't be less inspired by a Jurassic World movie, and ScarJo's in it. I don't know. I can't do it.
Wasn't it Glenn Powell as well?
Who knows?
Right. So either way, you're giving us hopefully new dinosaurs. Let's get away from the old ones. Let's not build like the spliced up dinosaurs where you have the tree frog and the T-Rex and the raptor. There's enough spooky dinosaurs as is. I think you can work with the spooky real dinosaurs.
Your audio just sounded like crap just there. They're basically like turning Jurassic World stuff into Pokemon, which is like,
Oh,
I like Pokemon, but I don't know how many evolved dinosaurs we get here. How many crossbreeds can we get before we're like, all right, maybe we should just kill all the dinosaurs so we stop running into these issues.
news dump. Kevin Smith took to X after I think the Hollywood Reporter took what he said out of context, saying that a Dogma 2 was in the works and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were attached. He did clarify that by saying that he has started to write a sequel in his head. That was this past Thursday. So a Dogma sequel script is eventually happening, but that doesn't mean a movie is going to get made necessarily. And while I plan to include Bartleby and Loki, I have not spoken to Ben or Matt about it yet.
I have no thoughts or comments on this particular subject.
Did you like the first Dogma?
I think the first Dogma is a movie not enough people talk about.
I don't think it's available digital anywhere, actually.
Oh,
like
I didn't know
you
that.
need the hard copy.
Wow, how about that?
Do I have one? I sure do. It's in my attic. Do you want to watch it? The issue, of course, is that you can't get George Carlin back. Well, you could. I wouldn't do it. And then also Alan Rickman.
Yeah, well, that's two major ones right there.
Yep, but you can get Selma Hayek.
Ooh, yeah, well, not really.
Why not?
Oh, I was
Does she
thinking
die at the end of the movie?
I was just thinking about Selma Blair.
Yeah. Not the same people.
Not the same person at all, no.
No. Newsed up. Did you see this, Mac? You hear about this? Lady Gaga is joining the cast of Wednesday for season 2. If this show goes down the tubes, if this loses a bunch of popularity, if it becomes ridiculed by the critics, will we start to think that Gaga is a franchise killer?
Well, first of all, I don't think the first season of Wednesday is anything to write home about. The people that I have seen praise it are not people that I would take their opinion on. It sounds like Wednesday was like okay right now. Like, it exists and people didn't hate it. Jenna Ortega, obviously great, awesome. Gaga's addition, sure, why not? I don't know who she's playing. I also don't know, like, so obviously Wednesday Adams, is she is how old is she in this series?
I think she's in high school in the first season.
So like the Adams family is part of the series?
Oh, yeah. Luis Guzman plays her dad,
Okay. All right. So,
which is very accurate to the comic strip.
well, did the comics become comics after the original show?
You're asking too many questions. Just
Okay.
stop.
All right.
Also, I did see a lot of the stuff with Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester. He's quite good.
So why haven't you watched Wednesday?
I've seen bits and pieces. So it's one of those shows
Here we
where
go.
it's a my wife show. My wife.
All right. All right.
And she's going to binge and watch it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit there and binge Wednesday. I will pop in and out. What I see on screen, I'll either like it or not. I'm not going to keep on watching.
Probably take you like 3 hours to watch the whole season.
That's a lot, man.
I'm not asking you to do it. I'm not going to do it.
All I'm saying is that Gaga's going to kill this show.
I don't like your attitude with Gaga right now.
And that's why I'm saying is I knew that you wouldn't like that.
Yeah,
But
fuck
think of
you.
what she's done so far, and outside of A Star Is Born, she's been a franchise killer.
I don't know.
Although, let's think about this. I haven't seen a sequel to A Star Is Born, so I guess that one's dead too. News up. You're excited about this, Mac, a Friday Night Lights reboot.
Yeah, there is a Friday Night Lights reboot in the works. The series is going to be set in the same universe as the original, but with new characters, which is essentially what they did during that show anyways. Obviously, the last 2 seasons, he kicks over across town. So this idea of Friday Night Lights can always work. It's a sexy teen drama. It just hits a certain thing for everyone. So I'm looking forward to this.
News up. And finally, the first episode of Dune Prophecy is available. Did you see it?
I watched it, Goo, and it doesn't feel like Dune to me at all. And I was curious if that was a common, feeling coming off of this premiere. And again, a lot of these shows unfairly get reviewed online after like 2 or 4 episodes. So it's currently rocking a 72% from critics and 68% on Roddy T's, which is very middling, especially for Dune. I don't know shit about Dune lore though. I've never read any of the books, and so I did stumble upon this. Obviously, the Twitter account discussing film is pretty popular. Their reviewer, Goo, and I thought this was a good summation, says Dune Prophecy does a great job of breathing much needed life into Brian Herbert's novel, but fans expecting it to be of the same quality as Denis Villeneuve's Dune will be very disappointed. And that's sort of, I guess, how I'm not very disappointed. I'm just like, this is fine. But it sounds like it's a source material issue, right? Like if it made the book look better, then I guess that's all you can ask.
News dump. That'll do it for this news dump. If any of you are questioning why we had 1 million cuts in this dump, it's because I need new equipment.
No, all you got to do is at the end of this, just record yourself saying news dump, hit the button, and then paste that over each intersection there.
I know how to do that, Mac. I can do it.
Like I'm an editor from here, I'm delegating to you to edit.
I've had this board, this Rode Procaster board now for 6 or 7, maybe 6 years. It might be time.
Yeah, pre-COVID. So yeah.
Yeah, pre-COVID, and
Yeah.
then I'm a little more concerned with the one that we have at work that just crashed on me the other day. That was a brand new board
That's not
that just
great.
mid-conversation said, "You know what?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Not thrilled with that one." All right, news dump.